Hey there, guys. As some of you may know, I have built Ryzen 7 1700 rig, and my aim was to make it cheap. As well, I guess I could go with the 8 or instead of 16 gigabyte RAM, but all the parts are from the lower tier, well, I see the fun in that, to get the most out of your money. One of the choices I made was to get a cheap cooler as well, and of all the parts I purchased, maybe the cooler was where I should save the biggest money. But I'll show that. That's not really the point of this little video, because I wanted to show you some of the issues I have with temperature readings, and I think this is not only me that's discovered this. I think this is pretty much around the board. AMD released a program together with the Ryzen 7. It's a program called AMD Ryzen Master. You can overclock through that program, although I've done all my clocking through BIOS. It also shows the temperature of the CPU, and that temperature readings on the AMD Ryzen Master program is different, very different from any of the other hardware monitoring software I've used. We can show here an idle screenshot where AMD Ryzen Master, which is the program in black or dark black, and I'm sorry, but it's a Norwegian version of the program, but you can still see the temperature reading on the Ryzen Master, which is up on the left side there, showing 33.75 degrees at idle. OCCT shows, however, 42 degrees, which is pretty much the same as hardware monitor is showing from CPUID. So there's already there a 9, 8.5 degrees difference even on idle. This is, by the way, these temperatures are in my living room, and the sun was up today, so I would just around 24-25 degrees ambient temperature in the living room at the time. Then when I started a stress test, this was the only point in time where I got the AMD Ryzen Master program and the other monitoring programs to show the same temperatures. So this was, I don't know, 20 seconds into a stress test. And you can clearly see on OCCT that the temperature is on its way up, and it's showing 57 degrees at this point in time, which is the same as CPUID's hardware monitoring is showing, and it's the same as AMD Ryzen Master is showing up there on the left side. But this was the only point in time where these were showing the same temperatures. I did some testing, and I did some different programs. I have one screenshot here where I had CPUID's stress test going for about an hour and a half on 1.375 voltage and 3.9 gigahertz or 3892. You can see there is a small difference on hardware monitor, where you see it's currently showing 78 degrees, but the max is 82. I was playing around with the case fans because my P400S has adjustable fan speed on the front. So there was about 4 degrees difference when case fans at max and minimum. But my point here is that AMD Ryzen Master is showing 61.25 degrees, which is 61 to 78 that's 16, 17 degrees difference. I don't know what is the real temperature. If I were to believe AMD, it's 61.25, which is not very hot for an overclocked processor. 78, however, you are nearing. I like to keep my CPUs below 80 degrees. And at 90 degrees, things probably start throttling anyway. So, but my computer is stable at 3.9 gigahertz with 1.375 volt. And depending on what programs I'm looking at, it's decently cooled as well. I may end up buying another cooler, though. I like my CPUs a little bit cooler. And if 78 is the correct reading, then I think that's a little bit too hot. But we'll see. Maybe I get an AIO and put it in there, since my kind of a budget system now is built and tested and shown. So that's it. Thank you for watching, guys.